because we are looking forward to receive your message. The floor is yours, sir.
Sit down, please. Sit down. Excellency Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers, the former Vice President and the former Prime Minister, their Highnesses, the cultural leaders, the honorable ministers and members of parliament, all the NRM and local government leaders, the commanders of the armed forces, and the wananchi of Uganda. Atika mbanze mbatebeze katoito aha muganda umuganda muri nyoro bagubaza bata umuganda contribution nugo muganda ka ntebeze katoito abayijukuru umuganda gwa bunyoro aha bulembwa NRM ati hariho cy'abanyankore barukweta ehururu ninga abaganda baketa kawefube umuryono baketa bata ati umuganda gwo kubanza gwecweka kino rutaro rwa bulembwa NRM bikaba birebire by'umwezi mukaga okwa kabiri obutwatera kabamba twarugayo n'emotoka twaraba kasambya twasara tweja na bingora twagenda Kyenjojo ari Kyenjojo twakikama tweja police station Isunga elioko maiso aho twehewe embundu RPG 7B abaseja baamini bakabagirekereho na bomu isatu ezo zikatukonyera maiso aho twaragaho Isunga twaka Karuguza erihe na hano mahiro zinga mayira abiri aho twasanga aka police station tweho otubundu tusatu aho hati engude enungiho ekabere okuruga Karuguza kwija hano Kakumiro bararekirire twabahubira kajambu ati ogwo kaguri umurundi gwo kubanza ogwa kabiri 85 twatera kabamba urunaku rw'omwezi rumu January nanyo nariga kuri n'abaserikale runana kwija kubugana bana basare okushanga n'umunyoro bacyataki okushangana birembo erinkaha ondi okayendugireno aho no twaiterine abantu amahiga bagenesare enakuzo mwezi mwenda January 85 twara hanyuma bwancha twagenda hisomero lya birembo nka itano twarwana uburembo amani araba nkoko ntwetwe twagarikayo kuri umurukora. That was ejo kabiri karitango mugambe ngo karitango ya kabiri ya kasatu abantu beto bana bagenda kwiguraho oburemu kinana neno kutuka he mundu nyingi muno nzuza tsoboyise okusingura oburemu. Karitango ya katano ni recruitment no tukatera hoima obo ni nyoya yebembera abaserikale kutera hoima aho enaku z'omwezi asatu okwa mukaga kinana nena then abaikere nibatusagika nibatusindikira abaserikale nibatusindikira obukonyezi nabwekyo ndozire tinkozeso mukisa gunu okugambira abayukuru omuganda gwa bunyoro ahaburemu bwa NRM orutaro oburemu kubwahoire ngo kumbarize mwikere nimutusagika omukoma mwebare muno mugenda mumaiso n'okusagika. I was enumerating the 7 categories of their contribution, which I don't want to repeat because they have heard them. Congratulations to all of you on this occasion of the 37th anniversary of the NRM victory in 1986. That victory came about because of the NRM's 4 principles that we had distilled out of the chaotic politics and governance that had bedeviled Uganda for almost 556 years, ever since the rule of the last Muchwezi king, Wamara, Ruhanja, Njojebunga. Now, some people talk about Uganda as if Uganda started with the British. I really feel offended when I hear people talking like that. We have been here since time immemorial. And we have been here with all sorts of governments. One of the few times we had peace in the whole area was under the dynasty of the Bachwezi, from about 900 AD to about 1350. And this is what I'm talking about here in summary. When the Bachwezi dynasty, you hear them, the Bachwezi, Wamara, Mulindwa, Ndahura, what the Baganda call Mukasa. We call him Mugasha. Those are all Bachwezi. Some were princes, but others were kings. Isimbwa is a Mchwezi. So during that time, this part of Uganda had peace. That's why you hear some of these wananchi still worship the Bachwezi. They think they were God, they were demigods, because they had brought peace. Now, when their kingdom collapsed, for reasons I don't know, the successor dynasties of the Babito in Bunyoro, Toro, Congo, Balangira in Buganda, the Bahinda in Ankole, Karagwe, Buhaya, Bujinja, etc., the Bashambo in Mpororo, the Bayinjinya in Rwanda, the clan chiefs in Buchiri. That's what we call Lango. Lango is called Buchiri. You know, I really get sick when I hear people talking as if they are foreigners here. I am from here. Nyondo msita wa hanu. Inyo abajungu mugende mwiso nebyanyi. Nyondo wa hanu. So Lango, the name for Lango is Buchiri. Achori, Gani. Had been, all these pharaohs, these groups, had been incapable of uniting our people and were in constant bankrupt wars of greed and ignorance until the colonialists came on the scene and assigned them to the dustbin of history. Abajungu bayizire obo bukamba kama ubona babuteka mu babwihaho. Abako bakabo esaziremu bikara mu ntaro ni barwana bonka na bonka bonka na bonka. Buganda, Bunyoro, Ankole, Rwanda nkore omujungu yizire bona yabukwata yabo. Bagazo kurwana kabarega mwanga bakaba bamaziro kwemara mu amani. The colonialists added to the bankrupt politics of tribal chauvinism pushed by the chiefs the poison of religious sectarianism. Abajungu aba bakama bakana barwana intaro za mahanga. Omjungu yija yaba yaho bona yabakwata kabarega mwanga abandi bona babundara bafoka abayiru babajungu hati konka sala salamu kwa mahanga oku kwasigaramu hata abajungu kubeija bayongeramu obutwa bukwesala salamu kwa madini. Abakatoliki, abaprotestanti, abasiramu hatwa twaba n'obutwa bw'emiringo ebiri. Obutwa bwa mahanga okunobanagana okwa mahanga na okunobanagana okwa madini. They added, pushed by the chiefs, the poison of religious sectarianism, Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, Jews, etc., that had caused so much human hemorrhage in Europe, not to forget the conflict between the Hindus and the Muslims that had caused the breakup of the Indian subcontinent into the countries of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Obo obutu obo, obo madini na mahanga, buto bwakabi muno busisire bitweka bingi byensi buraya buhindi nkawo koyona na hanu. This bankrupt politics of identity, chauvinism, ethnicity, and religion could not allow the young state of Uganda, following independence in 1962, or its democratic institutions to survive the crisis between Mutesa and Obote in 1966, and between Obote and Amin in 1971, forced the student revolutionaries to take up arms and lead the masses in the effort to destroy the colonial army, the Uganda army, as well as putting forward the 4 principles of the NRM that, as pointed out above, we had distilled out of watching the chaos between 1960 and 1986. You are familiar with the 4 principles: patriotism, Gonza Uganda, Pan-Africanism, Gonza Africa, socio-economic transformation, okuhindura embeera y'abantu, and democracy. Government emerera musingi y'abantu. It is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties. A party like the NRM is not a party of a tribe or a religion. It is a national political party. That's why we win elections on the first round. We have never gone for a second round. But in 1962, when they had elections based on those sectarian grounds, nobody could get even 40% of the support in the country. Because Parliament ekaba eine abakorasi 82. Bakabata koma president niga prime minister na karuru ka abantu bona no koma kwa bona bakana bakoma abakorasi bakoma prime minister. At Parliament ya nkaga nebiri ekena abakorasi 82. UPC no kwiba kwayo batunga abakorasi 37. DP bambe ikare wejegere yatunga 24. Kabaka yeka no kwiba nengesondu zabo batunga abakorasi 21. Nkabanduho nyunkanduho imwe mkweta history nyuni mbeta current affairs. Nabana abagurusi bakabaroho bano basekandi bakintu bakabaroho bona nibaroro. Parliament y'abakorasi 72 hakaba hatarimu ekitebe ekyabere kine nimusobora kubara percentage. UPC 37 no kwiba kwayo. UPC 37 ekyo kikakiri ekitebe ky'aba Protestant n'abasalamu abamu. DP kitebe ky'abakatuliki entebe abakorasi 24. Kabaka yeka n'engeso za yombi okutinakinisa abakomi intimidate bakaba ina abakorasi 21. Norora to get majority 50% of the 82 you needed 42 at least, but nobody could get 50%. Why? Because of the sectarian politics. Now, when you see that NRM is winning all this time on the first round, it is because NRM is not a sectarian party. If it was a sectarian party, it would never win. If you try to create sectarianism of religion, you cannot get even 40% of the votes. If you go for tribes, much less. So therefore, it is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties, the army. You cannot build an army with sectarian ideology. This is the problem you get in some of these countries. When you hear that a country cannot defend itself, It needs the UN to come and defend it. Big shame. Aba UN okundwanira yowe. Ubu ngwegegire nkabire mbeirenta. But the mistakes start with that poison. If you believe in sectarianism, there's no way you can build a national army or the judiciary and so on that have guaranteed peace all these years. It is those principles that enabled us to build these institutions which have guaranteed the peace you are talking about. That is why we are celebrating now. Patriotism, loving Uganda, and Pan-Africanism, loving Africa, reoriented the Ugandans from following the politics of identity, tribes, religion, gender, etc., to following the politics of the legitimate needs of the people: peace, consumer goods, health, development, education, wealth creation, markets for our products, etc. Izo tukabasomesa twabagambira sti muruge habyamahanga, muruge habyamadini, okwesera salamu mu madini, mureke okurora ogu muntu wa wehangaki ninga wa diniki, murore ebyetago byanyu nibisana, mwena mwine ebyetago bikusana, mwena numurumu enjara, numukwatwa, what do they call fast? Umulinyoro bajeta wata? Iroho, that's Runyankore. Numukwatwa iroho, numurware ndweire, ebizibu byanyu nibimu, nibisana. Abwenchi abantu abebizibu bikusana, nibesarasaramu, nibechwamu. That was the message of the NRM. On account of that, our economy has grown from a miserable $1.5 billion in 1986 to 48 billion by the end of June 2023. The GDP per capita would be US dollars 1,067. You remember that to enter the middle income category, you need the GDP per capita of US dollars 1,039. This is now the second financial year we have been in that category. So we have already entered the middle income country, the one they have been talking about, but we need 3 years to officialize it. You need 3 years consecutively to be recognized as a middle income country. However, in my view, all these are low targets which Uganda will easily surpass. Why? You remember my admonitions about losing value through the export of raw materials. This low middle income economy we are talking about is still actually mainly a raw materials producing economy, where for a kilogram of coffee, we get US dollars 2 for bean coffee, while the wiser foreigners who roast the coffee, grind it, and pack it for sale in the supermarkets get US dollars 50 for the same kilogram. Ogwejegera kwa barkwiragura hati hano ntutunga $2 abakiro y'omwana bali abahera abagezi kubafutwara omwana ogwo bagukaranga bagusa bagutoma upapura bo batunga $50 ito twatunga 2 abagezi batunga $50 umwana waitu I have been trying to wake up our people And I think that I have finally woken up some Ugandans from this sleep of ignorance. We are going to add value to more and more of our coffee and the other raw materials, cotton, maize, forest products, minerals, etc. This broad spectrum value addition movement will jumpstart our economy in a fairly short time to a $500 billion economy of US dollars 500 billion. I don't want to hear this economy of 48 billion, 50 billion, 60 billion. Ejo ni economy ya bwejegezi. Abantu abarakutunda embire. Embira numanya kwisama rwimwe. Embire. Ibitoke byembire nabamanya banyoro. Embire nabazumanya. Aha. Hata umuntu atakumanya kwisamarwa atunge mbire azuguzondijo uriyo wagure mbire abantu yahisa nuyanyuke shande eshanda gihama marwa amarwa gehamu waragi esente zona abantu yazitwara iyo tsigara mbire ati nimba shomese nimba jantinga orukhise mbire orukhinge mbire abanu yanyuke shande abanu yahisa marwa no kuteka jiwara jimu kuteka abanu yagiteka for all products omwani pamba the raw material producer should be the one to make the final product. If we do that, this economy will jump to a $500 billion economy rather than just dozens of billions of dollars. We now have the electricity, and we are adding more. We have the varied and massive raw materials, and increasingly, we have the entrepreneurs, local and foreign, and we have the African market that we have put in place with our Pan-Africanist communities. I've got one of my friends from Dubai, Mr. Deepak, is there. That man has invested in a number of areas, oxygen and so on. You remember, you come to the corona to oxygen. You never can like Saka here. But that oxygen into Quatera Hanu. A Hanu oxygen, I want to know no get Saka oxygen. Nahanu. Therefore, on this occasion, I want to emphasize 5 points. These are: be clear about development. Entunguka. Enkuraine. Donglobo. Inachori. Apolu in Ateso. And wealth. Obugeiga. Obuguda. Lonyo. Twine okwetegereza ebigambo bino bibiri. Entunguka, omulinyo bajeta enkurakurane. Enkurakurana. Okay. Ekigambo ky'olujungu development. Enkurakurana. Entunguka. Nkoruguto runo orutwatongoza izoba lya hati. Eyo nkurakurana. Eyo nentunguka. Beitu omuntu tarkulya chorus. Tukija kugenda chorus nekijiko okatandika kutimbaho unindi nkurakurana. Oyino kulya ebyokulya ebyokulya n'obitunga miringo ebiri n'olima ebyokulya ninga n'oba oyine sente n'obigura. So the road will not solve your poverty problem directly. You must use the road to grow the food or get money to buy the food. The same with the clothes, the same with whatever you want. So therefore, be clear about development and tunguka on the one side and wealth of Gaiga. Be clear that socio-economic transformation involves the whole of society to move on two axes: money-based wealth creation with the Chibaro and mass education. Number 3 or 4, stamping out corruption from all government agencies in the central and the local governments. Number 5, stamping out sectarianism. Number 4, stamping out sectarianism and protecting, and number 5, protecting our environment. Those coming to Kakumiro today for the celebrations have seen how many tarmac roads we have done in Bunyoro and how much we have extended the electricity network. The NRM has, however, all this time been telling you that you do not eat tarmac roads, but you eat the food that you have either grown or bought. The same applies to clothing, housing, mode of locomotion, etc. The latter are all part of wealth, and the former, the roads, the electricity, are part of development. Therefore, for wealth, we are telling you that every adult must engage in wealth for money with the Chibaro, either as an entrepreneur or as an employee in the 4 sectors of commercial agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. No excuses for the Wakongozi. You may have a development, but if people are asleep, you can continue with poverty. Why? It is because what eradicates poverty, obworo, obavu, obunaku, chan, etc., is wealth. Development is a mere enabler of wealth creation. Enkurakurana tekusobora kumaraho obunaku. Enkurakurana amasanyalazi, engudo, amaizi gemidumo, amashomero, amarwariro, nibukerezo musingi. Konko nokoso musingi ogwo kukora obugaiga omuka yawe ningo mukampuni yawe obuguda obona burukumaraho obunaku nubingwa obuguda enkurakurana nesobora kubaho Kampala engudo ziriyo buri kyeka bita bayaya bakusinga obungi no basaga Kampala korasi erhanu amasanyalazi gali aho za disco ziri aho za internet ziri aho omunaku nawe arihe aho umuyayi tene cyari gukora nawe cyo nimbasaba nokutera muno abebembezi okhabura abantu ngo obunaku obworo nubingwa obugaiga Obugega n'obushanga nkahi okuhinga n'okuriisa n'okujuba okukora sente kandi okwinemu ekibaro. Aha kabiri amakorero amahango ninga make. Aha kashatu obuhereza nk'eduuka ninga ka hoteli ninga tourism obu n'obuhereza. Kandi hariho ebyoma ebizira hati ebya ICT ebi nabyo nibihereza obugaiga. Nahabwekyo kumuragume mugambe byombi, mugambe entunguka enkurakurana eyatwena na obuguda obugaiga obugaga obwa buri maka obwa buri kampani obwa buri muntu. Secondly, our principle number 3, socio-economic transformation, okuva omu mbeera y'obujjajja etubeera ab'omulembe. We need to go from okukorera ekida kyonka, teach me each keken, subsistence economic activities, and be commercial with the Chibaro, and also ensure mass education so that the whole society embraces a science-led society and get out of ignorance and superstition where people believe that a talo, when somebody has got a swollen leg, where people believe that a talo is caused by a dogo, witchcraft, and not by a bacteria known as Staphylococcus and Streptococcus bacteria that cause that cellulitis. Tulina okuruga omubutamanya nturaba omukusoma n'okukola emirimu ya sente. Therefore, all emizisico obstacles that interfere with education for all, such as school charges, abakusaba sente masomero ga government, sente za government akusaba ebisale masomero ga government tukazihaho omwaka 2008 betu ba headmaster abamu bakajema baikana ne basaba sente masomero ga government cyambiriza abana abamu okurugo mu masomero. Ekyo ntugenda kukiguraho orutaro, mujya kuhurira orutaro rw'amaani. Since many families cannot yet afford the paying of money for education, the government must provide free education in government primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. The present dropout rate at the secondary schools level of 64% is not acceptable. Stay tuned. You will hear what we shall tell you in a few weeks. Corruption will be stamped out. I congratulate some government agencies. I've seen people that had stolen PDM money and the Myoga money being arrested or being forced to refund the money. That is good. However, it's not enough. I have heard the Bazukuru crying about the district service commissions selling local government jobs. Abejukuru bangambire ngo emirimo ya local government erahakatare oyina kusasura nguni basasura bagure emirimo aba bantu aboni mu mbakenise mukwata obujuru tubakwate tubatware ruzerere emyanya. I have heard of girls being exploited sexually as bribes for jobs. Get evidence, please, devoted members of the public, and we expand and roast those pigs. Embisezo. Twagala kuzocha. The DSOs and the CIDs should also be on notice. How does such corruption go on in your area of responsibility, and you do not know, or if you know, you do not report? Police, they will be the same. You still hear some elements pushing sectarianism of tribe and religion. We long ago banished sectarianism. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office if it is proved that he used sectarianism even when he is already elected. Bine byokosa mahanga na madini tukabitekeira ombiragiro omuntu okugamba tumunkome abwa ndimunyoro kasangirwe ninga kagamba munkome abokwa ndio mfuruki wanyu turenda kunyaza abanyoro nonyaza abantu nofo kinabo. Kati abantu abo bona twatunga obujulizi orukukozesa olulimi olwo orukubaganisa abantu ngunaronda obururu nakomwa kandi omurimo gwabe lubaka bamuronzire nibagumbingamu nabwo ekiyumwa ababunyoro, which is lucky to be an area where many of our tribes are. Make sure that you get rid of this nonsense. You elect somebody because he or she is good, not because of tribe, because of religion, because of this. Mwihe obutu obo omu Uganda, obutu mwihemu. Mukomo omuntu habwe bikorwa bye birungi. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office even if it is proved that he used sectarianism, even if he is already elected. Why then preserve such parasites? Get the evidence and we get rid of them. They can also be prosecuted criminally. Finally, the issue of the environment, the forests, the wetlands, the riverbanks, the lake shores, the hilltops, etc., are crucial for our survival. We need water and clean air. Ningonza mmanye ngombintu byone bikuru ebintu bikusinga obukuru nembeho nejembeho eturukuyitya hamna amaizi aguturukunywa kandi agarukumeza ebyokuri byone bitukurya nabwekyo kandi amaizi ago gargo mbisaru gargo mbibira nabwekyo abantu abarukusisa ebibira bakasisa ebisaru abo bantu banyanzugwa ba Uganda. Ningoza mukimanye Abako tokusobora kugamba nti nganjani ya Uganda okatema omusingi gwaitu ogw'obwomezi. Amaizi, ebisaru, enyanja, ebibira nugwo musingi gw'obwomezi bwaitu ogw'Ruhanga yatuhaire. Therefore, interfering with the water bodies or with the forests is actually an act of grave enmity, much bigger than coin or these other enemies. You are threatening our livelihood, our survival. Nimugonza tufoke irungu lyo musenyu nkabanda amurora ahando. We need water and clean air. Both of them come from the wetlands and forests. You cannot say that you are a patriot of Uganda, but you damage our wetlands, our forests, our riverbanks, our lake shores, our steep gradients on which our livelihood depend. Ado ombe ninja hanu agency yitu Ruhanga yatuhaire, Ruhanga kachango umulingo gwayo. Ebyo bibare bimukorora ebyo. Ebibare biba hamto wakasozi. Ebibare ebyo hagati y'ekibare n'itaka. Amaizi niho garaba agensoro. Ensoro mujumanya? Ensoro muri nyoro kirumu? Amaizi ag'enshuro nigaruga mu mabare denka riri ibare riri hariya noshanga riri hansi konka hagati yaryo n'itaka hariho umuhanda. Ati enshuro akwera kugwa amaizi garaba hagati y'ibare n'itaka gashononoka hansi gegukira mu ruhanga niko kurira ngo n'enshuro. Mwana mtakukimanya enshuro nyuri mbagambira abo kubanyiwe nikashangirwe ka nyondo musita wa hanu nkakuri owitu ntungamo gari amabare gumurora kuri oruguru ndigogwa umunyoro bakweta okuleja niko bakweta munyoro okuleja agwa amabare agwa nigo garukuleja enjura ekataho mu itaka hagati yorwazi n'itaka hanyuma ahanso mu ruhanga ukatunga enshuro. So the abantu okurimo mabara mu kisomesa abantu bakirugeho amabare bagareke omukasozi murima hansi ahiguru amabare gasigare gaine emiti orwo rugo rwaitu urukwata ensoro okuturetera ensoro okureta ensoro ahansi mu ruhanga nko yahangira ensi. Even food is possible because of air, water, etc. You become a munyanzigwa enemy when you damage this. 40% of our rain comes from these forests and wetlands. It is the 60% that comes from the oceans. How can we destroy ourselves in this way on account of some greedy people? Therefore, be alerted. In a few weeks, I will launch a mega effort to get rid of this parasitism also. Ruhanga abakume.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the wisdom and timely messages always to Ugandans. Your Excellency, you've done your part. You've sensitized the people. You've guided Ugandans. Your Excellency, you've created awareness. You've done everything possible to transform this country. What is remaining, Your Excellency, is our part as the leaders to do what is required of us. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in a special way, allow me to introduce to you the senior officials who have joined us, who have joined you, sir, on this function. The senior officials have been led by Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Luporo Zepel. Your Excellency, we have the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja Msafiri. Your Excellency, we have the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Nakadama Lukia Isanga. Your Excellency, we have the Honorable Ministers. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Right Honorable, we've joined by the Honorable Major General Jim Mwez, Minister for Security. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Obua Dennis Hampson, Government Chief Whip. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Chitutu, Mary Goretti, Minister for Karamoja. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Mululi Mukasa Wilson, Minister for Public Service. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Kasule Lumumba Justin, Minister of General Duties in the Prime Minister's Office. Your Excellency, we have Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, Sentamu, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. We do have Honorable Anita Evelyn Kajik, Minister of Investments and Privatization. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Bahati David, Minister of State for Industries. We do have Honorable Alice Kaboyo, Minister of State for Well. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Namyangu Jennifer, Minister of State for Unyoro. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Singe Rusoke Victoria, Minister of State for Local Government. We do have Honorable Nandutu Agnes, Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Nyirabashiz Sarah Mateke, Minister of State for Youth and Children. We do have Honorable Minister Chayune Haruna Kasolo, Minister of State for Microfinance. We do have Honorable Mugasa Grace Mary, Minister of State for Public Service. We do have Honorable Minister Carol Rose Lily, Minister of Ethics and Integrity. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Queen Chui Grace Freedom, Minister of State for Northern Uganda. We do have Honorable Minister Okasai Opolot, Minister of State for Energy. We do have Honorable Jacob Oboso Both, Minister of State for Defense. We do have Honorable Minister Bika Woya, Minister of State of Health. We do have Lieutenant Colonel retired Dr. Ramirama, Minister of State for Agriculture and Animal Industry. We do have Honorable Minister Dr. Peter Lokeris, Minister of State for Minerals. Your Excellency, you have Honorable Minister Joyce Sebugwao, Minister of State for ICT. Your Excellency, you have Honorable Minister Ogwang Peter, Minister of State for Education and Sports. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Sekindi Aisha, Minister of State for Water. We do have Honorable Namganza Pasis, Minister of State Housing and Urban Planning. Is there any minister missing, honorable ministers? I want to thank Your Excellency.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, Your Excellency, sir. Allow me invite the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancellery, Major General George Igumba, to come and present to you those individuals that are indeed to be decorated. They have already been decorated. Thanks to your permission, sir. Major General George Igumba, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Ma'am Janet Kataha Museveni, Honorable Minister of Education and Sports. Your Excellency, to allow me gain time, permit me to read on the protocol that you competently took us through at the beginning of your address. NRA Victory Day. His Excellency the President is pleased to award medals to deserving persons, and to do the presentation is me, Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies of the Chancellery, as per Section 14(1) and 2 of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended. But before the award ceremony proper, Your Excellency, it is humbly requested that you perform one singular duty of launching the 60th National Independence Medal and the Uganda Prison Service effective this investiture ceremony. The 60th Uganda National Independence Medal is awarded to an individual in recognition of outstanding service and loyalty to the country from 9th October 1962 up to 9th October 22, pursuant to Section 3 of the National Honors and Awards Act of 2001 as amended. Protocol, please. Mzee has launched.
Protocol, the medal.
The launch, His Excellency is supposed to unveil the dummy medal. Thank you, Your Excellency. Now that the Diamond Jubilee Medal has been launched by His Excellency, now the award of the medals. In accordance with Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honors and Awards Act of 2001 as amended, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 45 persons during the National Victoria Liberation Day celebrations. The medals are the 60th National Independence Medal, Diamond Jubilee, the Nalubale Medal, the Dam Medal, and the Royal Triangle Medal. The names of the 45 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee and have been grouped into two distinctive categories as follows. Civilian military decorations. One is the 60th National Independence Medal, 37 persons. Two, the Nalubale Medal, 5 persons. And two, the military decorations, which has the Dam Medal, 2 persons, and the Royal Triangle Medal, 1 person, total 45. Your Excellency, first on the list is Dr. Sentong Robert, a male adult of 57 years, who hails from Kayunga District. He is a highly trained and skilled healthcare worker with a passion for the rural population. As the president of the Association of Surgeons of Uganda, he actively participated and advocated for free rural surgery camps in all regions of Uganda. The surgical camps have since grown and eventually been emulated by other fields of medicine to reach out to the underprivileged Ugandans for free surgical care that would otherwise be hard to access. Next is Mr. Mathias Mulumba, a male adult of 56 years who hails from Mpigi District. He is a senior trainer and supervisor in the Presidential Initiative Program for skilling the girl and boy child. Using his expertise, he started a workshop in 1983 in Kampala along Mawanda Road, which he used to call upon the youth to join him and learn various skills, including shoemaking, modern repairs, and leather tanning, from which over 1,000 youth have been trained and have managed to set up their own workshops. The third on the list, Your Excellency, is Dr. Matov Ahmed, a male adult of 55 years and hailing from Kayunga District. Dr. Matov Ahmed is currently the District Officer, Kayunga District. He has ventured in several research and made several publications in the field of medicine, e.g. factors influencing uptake of prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV in health facilities in Kabarore District, and use of anti-malarial drugs, a case study of Kayunga Hospital, Uganda. The fourth is Professor Dr. Ralph Gall, a male adult of 81 years and a German national. He was an eye care specialist. He operated and cured thousands of Ugandans of eye-related illness in the many years he stayed in Uganda. The fifth is Dr. Samuel Ahmed, a male adult who hails from Kampala City, who set up a state-of-the-art modern dental practice and medical practice facility in 1994. He engaged the then Dental School of Mulago and realized the extreme need to modernize and update the facility. The sixth on the list, Your Excellency, is Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad. May his soul rest in peace. A male who hailed from Kampala City. Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad volunteered as a medical supervisor of Rubaga Hospital for a good number of years, having taken over the mantle from his late father. He founded St. John's Ambulance Service, for which he was recognized and knighted with the Order of St. John by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, may her soul rest in peace, through the then governor of the Ugandan Protectorate prior to independence. Number 7 on the list, Your Excellency, is Mrs. Mahera Ahmed, a female adult hailing from Kampala City. She was born in the northwestern region of an Indian subcontinent called Kashmir. She first came to Uganda in 1959 during the pre-independence colonial days. She began voluntary work with the Women's Corona Society of Uganda, which was a Commonwealth organization. Next is Mr. Yolam Labu, may his soul rest in peace, a male adult from Buko district. He was a politician, cultural and religious leader. He was the chairperson of REACH program in Chesowe sub-county, championing the fight against female genital mutilation, which reduced drastically and replaced it with education by starting Chesowe Senior Secondary School, which offered bursaries to the victims. Next is Mr. Hanfred Spagatis, a male adult of 67 years and a German national. He is the Chief Executive Officer, Bazung EV and HS Optic Machines. Mr. Spagatis, in partnership with the Luero District Administration, has supplied free health technical equipment and items that have made it possible to reduce blindness and improve the quality of life of affected Ugandans. Next is His Excellency Dr. Weidmann Wolfgang, a male adult and German national. He was assigned as honorary consul in German by His Excellency the President of Uganda in 1877, Rome in 1987. Since then, he has dedicated his life and work without reservation for Uganda's interests and development. He has organized various investment promotion tours for German companies and accompanying them to Uganda. Next is none other than Mr. Kagoye Ahmed, a male adult of 62 years who hails from Jinja district. Mr. Kagoye Ahmed is the current Sergeant at Arms of the Parliament of Uganda in the 90s. He has successfully played his role during national functions like National Budget Days and State of the Nation Address, among others. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Mr. Omara Bone Otuko, a male adult of 36 years, hailing from Otuke district. Bone Omara is one of the 3 cohort engineers who put their lives on the cross and traveled to Japan during the COVID-19 pandemic to design, build, test, and launch Uganda's first satellite. This momentous achievement was orchestrated when His Excellency the President wrote to the Honorable Minister for Science, Technology, and Innovation to prioritize and focus on space science and technology for the country. Next is Mr. Mujuni Ediga, a male adult of 31 years hailing from Mitoma district. Engineer Ediga Mujuni is one of the 3 Ugandan engineers who designed, built, tested, and launched the country's first ever satellite. He holds a master's degree in space systems engineering from Kyushu Institute of Technology in Japan. He too holds a first-class degree in telecommunications engineering from Chambogo University. Next is Mr. Ndaula Ronald, a male adult of 50 years, hailing from Luero district. He took on business and employed several people in his businesses in the district, thus helping many people earn a living. Next is Mr. Tebusweke Derek, a male adult of 30 years, hailing from Wakiso district. Derek Tebusweke is one of the 3 Ugandan engineers who designed, built, tested, and launched the country's first ever satellite, Arunit 2 earlier. He holds a Master of Science degree in Electrical and Space Systems Engineering from Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from Makerere University. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Miss Tamkede Justin, a female adult of 64 years, hailing from Kayunga district. Tamkede took on farming business where she's engaging in both animal and crop husbandry. Under animal husbandry, she raises dairy cattle and earns money by selling milk. On the side of crop husbandry, she majorly grows sweet potatoes and maize. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Chief Kaziz Boniface, may his soul rest in peace, a male adult who hailed from Ntungamo district. He started the journey of development and patriotism in Mpororo since 1970s. He started serving as parish chief of Omu Njenyi Nyanga, Mutojo, Nyakariro, Rwanya, Chempene, and Rubale sub-county as a County Chief. Next is Mr. Ziribasanga Robert, a male adult of 53 years who hails from Buyende District. He was the chairman LC5 for Buyende District and an ardent political mobilizer. During his tenure as LC5 chairperson, Mr. Ziribasanga spearheaded establishment of Buyende Seed Secondary School, which is currently serving over 1,000 students. He also led the elevation of Bugaya Health Center 3 to Health Center 4, hence improving health care service delivery within the district. Next is Mr. Senoga Mubanda Joseph, a male adult of 61 years, hailing from Kayunga District. Senoga started working at Kayunga Hospital in 1986 up to 2002 as a clinical officer, and during this period he helped treat many people. Your Excellency, I request that I pause for a moment so that you may have a photo opportunity with the aforementioned beneficiaries as I continue with the list. Thank you, Your Excellency. Following Mr. Senoga Mubanda is none other than Mr. Ruzira Samuel, a male adult of 62 years, who hails from Kayunga District. He is a farmer and famous in the production of pineapples, which covers about 10 acres, banana and maize. In managing his business, he employs over 50 people. Next on the list is Princess Pauline Nasolo Chiyimba, a female adult of 63 years, who hails from Masaka District. Omumbeja Pauline Nasolo Chiyimba is a rare type of cadre who has immensely contributed to the uplifting of the status of women in society and has mobilized tremendously to ensure all government programs, especially those to do with uplifting women, are accomplished. She is among the pioneers of the Uganda Expanded Program for Immunization and pioneers who train midwives in life-saving skills. Next is Sergeant Robert Sempija, a male adult of 60 years who hails from Masaka District. He is a contact for intelligence since 1990s. During the struggle in 1980s, he used to supply food together with the late Yusuf Kabenge for the 3rd Battalion at Chabakuza in the Masaka District. Now, the Nalubale Medal. Which medal is awarded to all civilian activists who have contributed towards the political development of Uganda, either through armed struggle or civil disobedience and otherwise, right from colonial times to date. And on the list are Mr. Setimba Zebron, a male adult of 86 years who hails from Kayunga District. Mr. Setimba employs over 50 people on his farm, which has contributed to an increase in people's income and standards of living. Next is Mr. Rutaisire Augustine, a 54-year-old male adult hailing from Kayunga District. He trained as a fighter and sometimes he was involved in intelligence gathering for NRA fighters. In 1983, his father, Mr. Mbondo Bondo, died while in action as he was buried at Nyamazi in the present-day Nakaseke District. Next is Mr. Chamanywa William Kaserebe, a male adult who hails from Hoima District. He was an informer during the liberation struggle. Next is Miss Chomuhendo Eva, a female adult who hails from Hoima District. She provided shelter to the fighters during the liberation struggle. Next is Miss Mboneko Stella, a female adult, also hailing from Hoima District. She was an informer during the liberation struggle. Next is the Dam Medal, which is awarded to a member of the military who was or is wounded and or killed in action. And on my list is Mr. Diaz Majere. May his soul in peace. He hailed from Mbarara district. He served gallantly and was integrated into the Uganda National Liberation Army until late 1981 when he joined the NRA in Luweero. In 1986, Diaz was commanding a force combining Bwaise and Kawempe in Kampala, but was unfortunately shot dead by a fleeing soldier. The second person beneficiary for Dam Medal is Captain Bakatorati Moses. May his soul rest in peace. He hailed from Mbarara district. He served gallantly and was integrated into the Uganda National Liberation Army until late 1981 when he joined the NRA in Luweero. He continued serving in various units until he died in 1990. Your Excellency, the next category is the Luweero Triangle Medal, and the beneficiary is Mr. Sejungo Wile, a male adult who hails from Bende district. He has served as Gombola Internal Sector Officer for Kampala Central with diligence and commitment. He is very reliable in executing his work, and the Residence District Commissioner of Central depends on him. Now, the Diamond Jubilee Medal for service personnel, Uganda Police. Commissioner of Police, Dr. Mugume Martin, a male adult of 43 years, hailing from Ntungamo district. He studied veterinary medicine from Makerere University and joined the Uganda Police Force in 2007 as the Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Police. He has been at the helm of the Police Canine Unit since 2008 to date, where he introduced new breeds of dogs. Senior Superintendent of Police Wamunyerere David D. James, a male adult of 59 years, hailing from Namisindwa district. In 1991, while at Buteba Amugura detachment, he fought the force of Botebak rebels and killed their commander, Corporal Asimirwe. With his platoon, he followed the rebels and flushed them out of Bustema Forest. Next on the list is Superintendent of Police Anyama Richard Rwakasisi, a male adult of 42 years who hails from Ajuman district. Between 2009 and 2012, while in Moroto as DPC, his achievements were remarkable as he participated in the re-establishment of law and order in Karamoja, where 38 rifles were recovered and 149 warriors were prosecuted and sentenced, and many animals recovered from raiders. Your Excellency, on the list of Diamond Jubilee Medal beneficiaries from the Uganda Prison Service is Ms. Sarah Nalwanga, Assistant Commissioner, Community Corrections, a female adult of 55 years. She hails from Mpigi district. She has served for the last 30 years, and her innovativeness has helped the Uganda Prison Service enhance highly beneficial undertaking in a number of programs in community corrections. The next is Ms. Doreen Asimwe Kazora, Senior Superintendent of Prisons, a female adult of 41 years hailing from Kunjiri district. Upon completion of training, she was posted to work at the Luzira Women Prison as a Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Prisons. In April 2016, Ms. Asimwe was given command of the Uganda Government Prison, Chitala, as officer in charge of a male prison where she excelled and was later promoted to Superintendent of Prisons. Next is Mr. Maxwell Ogwal, Principal Officer Class 2 and a tailor. He's a male adult of 58 years hailing from Apache district. He's currently the in-charge tailoring section in Upper Prison, Luzira, as Class A tailor instructor. He's a dedicated officer, dependable with a high level of maturity and self-drive. Next is Kiplimo Philip, number 12106, a corporal male adult of 31 years, hailing from Kapchura district. His passion for sports placed him in the sports department. The name Chiprimo Philip is a domain in sports world and cannot go unnoticed. And next is Ajok Docus number 13380, assistant matron, a female adult of 31 years, hailing from Alebtongo district. Docus is a very talented athlete and has represented the country in the national team for several international competitions. Beneficiaries of the Diamond Jubilee Medal from the Uganda People's Defense Forces are Resistance Officer Veteran number 00184, Colonel Retired Dick Ujingo, a male adult of 67 years, hailing from Chirura district. The retired senior officer joined the National Resistance Army UPDF on 4th August 4th October 81, and participated in the People's Protective Struggle as well as fighting insurgencies. He also participated in the Hoima, Masindi, Birembo, and Kembogo battles in 1983. Next is Resistance Officer number 07843, Colonel Mark B. Mugarura, a male adult of 48 years, hailing from Kanungu district. The senior officer joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces on 28 November 1995 and has significantly contributed towards the mainstream training of youth officers and militants at military schools, academies, and colleges. Next is the Resistance Officer number 00337, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Charles Varija, 63, male adult, hailing from Chirura district. The retired senior officer joined the People's Protective Struggle on 1st June 1981, serving diligently until his retirement. Next is the Resistance Officer number 07703, Major Retired Joseph Mugalia, a male adult of 57 years, hailing from Palisa district. He joined the UPDF on 4th August 1997 and trained on helicopters and fixed wings during his service to date. Next is Captain John Chrysostom Mubiru, a male adult hailing from Pigi district. He is a well-known fighter in the liberation wars of Uganda since 1963, when he joined the Uganda Army up to the rank of captain. Number 44 on the list is UD 001140, Lieutenant Retired Kiza Vincent Salongo, a male adult from Wakiso district. The officer is a technician who now is self-employed as a mechanical and electrical technician. Your Excellency, last but not least on my list, is none other than Resistance Officer number 1663, Lieutenant Jack Vamunoba, a male adult hailing from Barara district. He is a retired Army officer who monitors the Akasimo project and is a security supervisor commander. He joined the Bush War in 1980 with the Uganda Freedom Fighters in Nairobi. In 1991, he joined the UFM ranks after training in various places in Uganda. Your Excellency, that marks the end of my submission. I do thank you for your kind attention and indeed patience for God and my country.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Apologies, Your Excellency. Allow me also, Your Excellency, to introduce to you the senior leaders of this country. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Secretary General of the NRM Party, Right Honorable Richard Todron. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Namayanja Rose. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Honorable Minister Sempija Bamlangachi Vincent, Minister of Defense. Your Excellency, we've been joined by Honorable Ntabazi Harriet, State Minister for Trade. Your Excellency, we've been joined by Honorable Golobi Amos, State Minister for Planning. Honorable Katumba Wamala, Minister for Works and Transport. Honorable Minister Huda Eleru, Minister of State for Defense. Honorable Minister Tom Botime, Minister for Tourism. Honorable Minister Hajati Minister Kabanda, Minister for Kampala. Honorable Minister Judith Nabakova, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Planning. Honorable Gume Frederick, Minister of State for Cooperatives. Honorable Fred Byamukama, Minister of State for Transport. Honorable Anya Kon, Minister of State for Disaster. Honorable Kabyanga Godfrey, Minister of State for National Guidance. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Honorable Members of Parliament. Honorable Members of Parliament, can you please stand and prove your presence by waving to His Excellency the President and Mama, the First Lady. Tagenda. Your Excellency, in a special way, allow me to introduce to you Honorable Matia Kasaija, the Minister of Finance. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Central Executive Committee and NEC. Central Executive Committee, can you please stand? NRM SEC members, and NEC, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency the President and Mama, the First Lady. Headed by the Right Honorable Secretary General of the NRM Mighty Party. Your Excellency, we are honored to have all the RDCs, RCCs, and their deputies of this great region, Bunyoro region. RDCs, wherever you are, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency the President and Mama. Your Excellency, we have all the LC5 chairpersons and the entire leadership of district of this great region. Can you prove your presence by standing and wave to His Excellency the President and Mama? Your Excellency, allow me to introduce to you the Dame of the Land title. Minister of Lands, please. Minister of Lands. Can you introduce to us all the beneficiaries of the land titles? Can you please bring the Dame of the Land title? I expect all the beneficiaries of the land titles to have their land titles in their hands. Your Excellency, on this function, we've been joined by the district NRM chairpersons. NRM chairpersons, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency the President? All the NRM chairpersons. Your Excellency, and with your permission, we do have two cultural performers. I humbly request to allow them present to you, sir, Your Excellency. At this time, allow me to invite St. Andrea Women's Group, Kakumiro Parish. Can you please move forward and entertain us?
DJ come. Ayo! Ulira obusige taona kukoramu nibwo musingi gudanya burungi everywhere you go ukangale koburo mama tudaire mpinduka tukozira buchweka embe kuikali tule tutwaikiriza mani gaitunangwa kakafabusa tujaguzabo obusinguzi oye mama mama tukozira buchweka embe kuika titwaikiriza mani gaitunangwa ulira digida obugabo buli wabwaniramu kaiwe anya kugwijagire Uganda nyakwanga sana digida digida digida. Mama mama irampinduka titwaikirize wewe nangwa tuchaguze mama mama mwebale nnyo tutaira mpinduka kuika titwaikirize ngaitubajo gona gona titwaikirize bojo titwaikirize bojo Thank you very much, St. Andrea Women's Group. A man behind them supporting them. Can leave the stage. Thank you, Mr. President. It is my first time, and I'm so humbled. Thank you so much.
Thank you, St. Andrea Women's Group. This is a special announcement. The Right Honorable Prime Minister has prepared lunch for all of us at her home. Take note of that.
Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me hand over to the parade commander to march off the colors. Parade commander, please.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba kutoa bendera uwanjani, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Sina mkazi. Nimesoma mambo parliament. Kitu alishauri kwa niko na roho kama. Sio ni parliament. Pale? Sio ni parliament. Yaani. Hiyo ni sisi. Parade Commander handing over to the 2IC, Lieutenant Colonel Ivari Nasimwe, Member of Parliament, former Member of Parliament. Hongera sana Parade Commander. Please a hand clap for the Parade Commander for a job well done. Kano Robert Ochama, hongera sana kwa kazi uliyofanya. Thank you, Generals. Thank you, Senior Officers, for that upload. He deserves it. Minister.
me to thank His Excellency the President and Mama for presiding over at this national function. Thank you, Your Excellency and Mama. I thank Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, the Right Honorable Secretary General, the SEC members and NEC, all leaders at various capacities for participating at this national function. I thank you. Who have been carrying out male safe circumcision and treating all diseases here at Kakumiro. Thank you so much for the work well done. I've been informed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister that lunch for the ministers, honorable ministers, and members of Parliament will be served at the residence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. The rest of the public will be served here at this ground. I thank you.
Ati muchanganukire aba Kakumiro. Muchanganukire bakweto kuchanganuka ngo bakweto muri nyoro. Ataro ensonge mu engonze rugeyo abo kutunga ebyapa. Hano ntereho omukona hachandiko hano between Ngonza, either Prime Minister or Minister Nabakova, or Bagambi Biapara. No, Alex Sobora, Barzam Zindar, Vice President. Abe Biapa, Nimbamanya Muryaho, Konka Wingi Babantu, Tumsovere Kujanu, Beito. Prime Minister neja kubasoborera ayimurasanga ayimukija kusanga ebyapa byanyu ebyapa bya amataka agabajungu bayibire hamuna ba mengo abo mururu
Mukama wange President Mukama wange President ebyapa bibaire bitekanizibwa era abantu abamu babifunire oyiroho babaire baingi tibatunga covid test kandi nanu ali afunda babateeka mutenti kuli ebyapa abamu babifunire baitu kwenda kumanyisa tutekanize na Ministry ya Lands abantu basigale ne batunga ebyapa aliwo abasangire bafunire kyaleero aliwo bibaire bitakabaire redde bibajja kutungira Kibale zonal office kandi Your Excellency nkusaba otuyambe omuruka gwa Kasingo hano muri tuli omuruka gwa hano Kanyawawa na handi ekyapa ekyo kyali mu mabara ga Baganda government ya Buganda bakihindura bakiteko mu government ya Bunyoro
Baganda abo mururu.
Yes, tukusaba Your Excellency.
Mureke kuhangiriza Baganda nabo babona.
Your Excellency tukusaba ekyapa ekyo kiro mairo musanju ne kichweka. Tukusaba government through Uganda Land Fund ekyapa ekyo kigule nuko abantu bahano abokube byapa babipimire bakuteka muli nikiole kyangu ekyapa ekyo kiri mu mabara ga Bunyoro. Saha zino abokugarurwa ebintu tukesanga ekyapa ekyo
abo bona ebyabamahiro tukamarayira ekigere kya sente zonka Prime Minister bwanansoborera kurungi ntujja kutunga sente abomuluka guno abakuba tukolera hano okujaguza nenyo ningoza nenyo musemererwe. So ogamba kina abakoba nti yogera mu Luganda.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Temugamba nti Abaganda be batwala ettaka ab'omululu.
Your Excellency, tukwebaza olwaddamu check. Omulimu tugukoze nga tulina Right Honorable Prime Minister wamu ne ba ministers bonna ab'omu kitundu kino. Twasobodde okufuna ebyapa 12 nga abatuuze basasudde n'emisolo egya gavumenti egy'ebyapa ebyo era ebyapa ebyo ebimu tubigabye naye nga Right Honorable bwannyonnyodde tebasobodde kutuuka eno bali wali eri abasoose okufuna ku byapa ebyo.
Banafuna batya?
Abalala abasigadde kubanga twapima plots 4,500 abasigadde n'abatasobodde kufuna byapa leero okutandika ne Mande.
Naye ebyapa biri mu mannya g'abantu bamanyiddwa.
Ebyapa biri mu mannya Your Excellency ag'abantu abamanyiddwa mu kusooka byali mu mannya ga Uganda Land Commission. Naye Uganda Land Commission ne signinga transfer forms ebyapa ne bizibwa mu mannya g'abantu bannannyini ttaka abalina okuba nga bafuna ebyapa. Pozi Your Excellency kye nasanze nga ntambula nti abantu basiimye nnyo omulimu guno gw'okoze era mulimu n'abamu obwedda batunula ku kyapa ng'agamba iyi ddala kino kyange muzeeyi nga nkoze bulungi okulaba nga nange nfuna ekyapa kye nali sirowooza kufuna. Ate ekirala Your Excellency omulimu guno gwatandika 2019 kaakati ebyapa tutandise kubigaba today mu kitundu kino naye waliwo abaali balina ebibanja ejjukira ekitundu tekyayina byapa ne babanga ebibanja byabwe babitunda ate gavumenti nejja nebanga esasudde absent landlord. Kati ebyapa ebimu byabadde bikomeddewo mannya g'abali abatunda ebyapa naye bwe mbadde ntambula mu weeks ze tumaze mu kitundu kino abantu nembaga nti nedda president yabasasulira ettaka ne gavumenti bali ababaguza kye balina okukola ku signinga transfer forms era Your Excellency ne bakia persons b'ebitundu mu Kakumiro Kibaale ne Kagadi twabagamye nti buli eyatunda gavumenti yagulira abantu abatudde ku ttaka ettaka kyalina okukola yadde ng'ekyapa kikomeddewo mu linnya lye ku signinga transfer form oyo atudde ku kibanja kyoba ku ttaka eryo abenga yafuna ebyapa kubanga bo baligaba dda ne babanga balifunamu ssente ate tutwagala tufune balandlords abalala tubenga tuguze ettaka ate waveeyo omulala olw'okuba yali atunze olw'okuba kati yalina ekyapa babenga batuzza mu sayika eyo ey'okwetooloola era twakiriziganyiza nti omulimu ogujja kukolebwa.
Mufuna obudde ne Prime Minister munyonyere bulungi abantu.
Yes sebo.
Mufuna obudde obulala mbanyonyere bulungi mu radio.
Tweyanziza nnyo Your Excellency. Thank you so much.
Mwebale nnyo.
Your Excellency nga tonaba kuvaawo abasawo aba Ministry ya Health tukabasaba baije bakole obuyjanjabi bajjanjabira abantu 34,000 buchaga baija hano abaina amaiso agalwaire abaina bakola cancer screening bakola nabano abakyara abaina cancer wa mabere babakebeire twasangamu abaina cancer banna. Your Excellency baina nsaba ngubuli waraba ga national function abantu bagenda mu bichweke ebyo abasawo babakebere abantu baina endwaire nyingi abatakusobola genda hara mubakugu baina nkikusaba Your Excellency webale muno.
Okay, ekyo tulakibazawo ati Prime Minister nabaza abanyankole bakyeta okutsirika abaganda bakweta ngo n'okugema okugema endwaire tukatandika n'endwaire 6 beitati nitugema endwara 13 abasawo bakobeni babasomesa endwaire ezo bari kugema beitu enkuru muno kokugema abaisiki abato barimo kukwatibwa ekokoro ya nyinenda y'abaganda bakweta n'abana omwisiki omuto kokumugema hariho omusawo hano omusawo wa district arinka omusawo arinka atwine ijo zamuzinda rubagambira atwine n'omuganda n'abagambira uruganda abaisiki abato boona omusawo ninza kubagambira emyaka abaine okugenda bakabatsirika okutsirika ekokoro ya nyinenda
nza kukozesa orunyankore ningira nimuza kuruhurira aba Bunyoro. President eki yanagezeho kwegyesa n'okugira ngu endwara hati zikugema n'endwara 13 konka omu byanagambaho yanagamba endwara erikwata omuno gwa nyinenda omu baishiki ninga omu bakazi haza endwara egyo nerugaho akakoko ka virus akubakweta human papilloma virus. Haza hariho omubazi ogurikugema kwokugema omwishiki w'emyaka 10 emyaka 9 n'emyaka 10 nangwa n'obu yakuba yahikire ha myaka 15 konka yagemwa haza akahezayo dozi 2 omwishiki ogwo nobwakura akakoko ako kamukwata tukakubasa kumurwaza kansa ninga ekokoro eya nyinenda kandi ni bumwe aha bitukugema embazi egi eri aha marwariro gaitu goona ntubashaba ngu abakuturikiza mutware abaana banyu mwena abana mutagemesa abana bonka abaishiki kureka mugemese n'endwara ezindi zoona abokuba n'endwara ezindi zoona ezi 13 harimu polio, harimu obusheru, harimu diphtheria yaba nibakyeta ki hariho akarakiro
diphtheria
kafura harimu TB, harimu hepatitis, harimu HPV n'ezindi zoona. So ntwenda rwiri ngu mugume mutwara abana banyu murebe ngu mwahezayo na dozi zoona nambwe n'ekicweka kuntu mukoraje immunization coverage tinungi tekashikira aha rengo tukwetenga ntubashaba mwena abakuturikize muhurikize okuhabura kwa president murengo abana baitu bona bagemo abo ko embaze riyo kane yabusha
zile ndwara mukaga zitwatandikire nazo obuseru, polio, TB ziri mukaga atukongeraho ezindi zone ndwara ezo kugema ziri 13 harimu neno eyo kutanga abana baitu baisho kurwara ekokoro ya nyinenda koruko mugema emyaka yona tarikwatwa nyinende akakoko ako ka ekokoro ya nyinenda nabwo cyabana okutabagema numba mufokira abanyanzugwa babo ogu mwana neja kutunga ebizibu abo ko muzerewe tafireyo naba health omukicweka tabakufayo bakabene basomesa radio tukwikara mu marwariro kutegereza abantu bayija bafere mu irwaro nikyetaaga basomesa abantu okwekingira endwaire tukubategereza barware beja babyama mu marwaro mwebale muno.
I want to thank you, Your Excellency and Mama, once again for presiding over at this national function. His Excellency, the President and Mama will leave at leisure, followed by Her Excellency, the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers, Right Honorable Secretary General, and other officials will follow. I thank you. I wish all Ugandans a happy NRM's Day. For God and my country, I've been Babidi Amire Babalanda, the Director of Ceremonies, and here with me, the Assistant Directors of Ceremonies, Madam Alice Mwanguzi and Brigadier General Felix Kulaije. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Abazukulu ba muzeeyi mwebala okujja. Bakaders mwenna, ba mobilizers mwenna aba NRM mwebala okuparticipatinga. Aba media mutukoze bulungi nnyo mwebalire ddala temujjanga okwo. Mwe abasinga. Omukulu Sewava Sebokada waffe tukulabye awo Sewava Habibu Serwaji tubalabye mwebale nnyo mwebale